they bought it.
Kilbrith.
Here.
Vaclav.
Here.
Boykin. Here. Weiss. Sackela. 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 What do we do? We need a Lennon. What do we do? We need Lennon. Do you want to be Lennon? Neil!
Hey, waiter. Waiter!
I'm Lennon Sackela.
I'm Lennon Sackela.
I'm Lennon Sackela.
I'm Lennon Sackela, and this is the show.
No.
Hi, can I get a chocolate pecan and a waffle cone, please?
Sure, just a second. Aren't you Lennon Sackela from that show?
Why, yes I am. Oh wait, the show! Just in time for the show. I'm Lennon Sackela. This is the show. Thanksgiving is finally here. Let's say, do you remember Rollin from the Canfield Fair? Oh, Rollin. Well, we decided to sneak in an interview with Senior Mike Ramunno to visit Rollin and his turkey friends. We then decided to go to Catullo Prime Meats to see how they fully process their turkeys. Well, that's not a turkey. Well, these aren't turkeys. Well, that's not a turkey. Hey, Mike, where are all the turkeys at?
They're dead.
Oh.
I raise 6 turkeys a year. It's a fun process, but it's a hard process to raise. And then when you're eating the turkey, it tastes really good because you know you raised it yourself. That's probably one of the best parts. You get a homegrown turkey for Thanksgiving. After about doing this for the past 8 years, you don't really get the emotional attachment. Then the first year you feel a little bit, but they all look exactly the same. You don't really have an attachment to them. Rollin was sold at the fair. We sold him at the fair to a nice attorney from out of town who then donated the bird to Second Harvest Food Bank as well. So they were very nice to contribute Rollin. So some needy person will be enjoying Rollin along with some other fine Thanksgiving food.
We wanted to see some real turkeys, so we came down to Catullo Prime Meats. So good.
So we've been around since 1962. My grandfather started the butcher shop. Old-fashioned still to this day. We try to do things the right way, try to buy as fresh and as all natural as we can. You know, basically organic without the label. We make sure that we support local farmers too. The history of our store stems back to even before that because my grandfather bought an existing butcher shop, and we want to keep things as natural and as old-fashioned as it started. So we want to make sure we carry on those wonderful traditions. So we carry fresh, all-natural turkeys with no hormones, no injections. We get them all from Amish Valley Farms, which is great because we get to support other farmers to make sure that we get those no injections, no hormone turkeys here to a bigger clientele. The key with meat is making sure that you're buying as fresh as possible. So what we want to make sure is that we're not getting turkeys from last year. We want to make sure that we're getting fresh turkeys this year. And because of that no injections in them, although they may not last a long time, you know, we're not going to put these out in our case for like weeks at a time, but we know that you're going to be able to have the freshest possible meal at home and not have to worry about any extra MSG or any saltwater solution that's getting added to that turkey. So what you bring home, what you buy is what you get.
Canfield High School is full of artistic talents. We interviewed senior musician Emily Damelio and junior artist Nagmita Shrestha about their accomplishments.
To be accepted into the All-National Band, you first have to be accepted into the All-State Band.
So once you play in an all-state ensemble, then you can audition for the all-national ensemble. So I played in all-state as a junior, and then to get into all-national, I just made only a 2-minute video of me playing the Mozart Quartet. And you send in for 2 minutes, and they judge it, and you get declined or you get to play. I mean, I was incredibly happy because if I was only one person from Ohio who auditioned, like there could have been 50 applicants from every state, so I was just very happy that I was accepted, and with all the competition, I mean, it's the national band, so I was astounded, really. Actually, our conductor, right before our performance, he came in and he was like, well, you know, the concert, you know, that's great for you guys, and I hope it goes well for your families and for you guys, that's great. But really, it's about the rehearsal, and it's about growing through playing with the other people. And I thought about that, and I have adopted that as my thought as well, where the rehearsal and learning how to play with other people, perfecting all those parts and listening and being in tune, just that experience of becoming a better musician because you were there, that was the most rewarding experience. From here, I've played in the all-national ensemble, and of course I can't do that again, I'm a senior, but I'll play in all-state this coming February. So from there, I'll play there, and then I'm off to major in music, oboe, probably oboe performance and music education, but if not both, just music ed.
Well, I began drawing when I was about 3. Like before I could write, I started drawing. And then painting, I got interested in like 2 years ago. I didn't really start painting until I came into high school. Last year, I had a charcoal self-portrait of mine that went to the National Congressional Art Show, and it won from Ohio for 2013, and a picture of it won 3rd runner-up in the art show. And when I got to go to Capitol Hill, meet our congressman, I got many certificates from Nancy Pelosi and John Boehner, and they invited us to Capitol Hill for a whole tour, private tour of the Pentagon. My style of painting, it's just like my style. It's just something I find out, I figure out when I'm painting. I find cool little styles and I just continue them on, and I experiment all the time. I go realistic. I'm bad at cartooning up my designs. I like to draw what I see and make it look exact. The inspiration behind my artwork it's just my environment, what I'm surrounded by, and what I see on a day-to-day basis.
I'm here with Kyle Heidel and Roland Bresson. So guys, tell me a little bit about your NHS project.
We are doing a Coins for Kids fundraiser for Akron Children's Hospital. It's a thing where we raise money and we'll donate to the hospital at the end. It's a tri-county competition between schools from the entire area, including Howland and Poland.
And basically our goal is to raise $3,000 as a school. So in order to do that, a basic way to put that is that we're going to need about $3 per student. So we're going to need everyone's help if we're going to do this and if we're going to reach our goal as a school. So if you're available to help us, please do. Thank you.
We all enjoy watching the performances that the Drama Club here at CHS puts on each year. What you don't see on stage is the hard work and dedication of the crew. We went behind the scenes to learn just what goes into making an amazing production.
Okay.
And as you can see, you can't hear anything unless you press the talk.
Tech Week is when, after all the play and the actors and everything has their, they have their characters down pat and they know what they're doing. Tech Week comes in, we have sound, lighting, run crew, prop crew, all the crews come in, and we learn our parts for the play. even though we're not in the play. Like run crew, for example, we take all the pieces as of the house, the train, whatever pieces we use, and we move them onto the stage in the different scenes.
The first job of sound crew is pretty much just to adjust the levels on people's microphones so it sounds good during the show. And this just consists of turning people's microphones on and off when they're on or off stage and adjusting them if they get loud or are too quiet. Tech Week this year was only about 4 days to prepare for the show, and we usually have a lot longer time. So this year we had a lot more work to do in the span of a lot shorter time, which was very hectic and very nerve-wracking.
Would you like to try that? Yes.
Mic running is a part of sound crew. So mic running is basically when the actor runs off stage and we have to take their microphone off of them and put their microphone on to somebody else in order for them to be heard on stage also. And it's kind of hectic a lot because, you know, not everyone comes to find you to get their microphone, so you're sometimes running around in the band room, in the choir room, in the dressing rooms, trying to find them, make sure that they get their microphone before they go on stage. And sometimes someone comes off stage and then like maybe 30 seconds later someone else who needs their microphone goes on stage again. So it's really, sometimes there's quick changes in there.
Meredith is calling the show, which means she is instructing everybody when to go. I am running the light board, so I'm pressing the buttons to change the light cues. We have 2 spotlights who are, during the musical numbers, they follow the main singers throughout the stage, and they have to follow them when they move.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Canfield High School's production of The Music Mans. At this time, we ask that you please silence all cell phones and other electronic devices. Also, the use of flash photography and video recording is strictly prohibited. Thank you for coming, and please enjoy the show.
For the members of the Canfield hockey team, their season is officially starting. We caught up with the team to get a better sense of the sport. First, we talked with head coach Randy Emery, who is now in his 7th season as coach of the Canfield hockey team.
You know, you step on the ice, you fall in love with this game. It's a fast-paced game. It combines soccer and football and ice skating all at once. So, like I said, it's a combination of games all in one. And I think even if you've never skated before, we have always accepted players that come out. We have a developmental team also for those who are less experienced. And so, like I said, we can accommodate anybody that wants to play the game. There's never been a rink here until about 15, 16 years ago. We had an outdoor rink at Mill Creek Park, but since about 1997, this ice zone has been here. And for some reason, there were high school teams, and then they all kind of just fell apart, except Canfield. Canfield had the dedication with their parents to keep the program going, and you know, even though we may have not have been as successful on the ice with wins and losses, we've had a successful program. We're now in our 17th year, and we're going strong. Well, our first game will be the day after Thanksgiving. This is the first year that we are not hosting a tournament. Usually we have. But there was some question as to whether the ice zone was going to be open this year, so we were unable to put that tournament on. But we will have a game Friday night, day after Thanksgiving, against Aurora at 5:15.
Next, we talk with senior captain Nick Crescimano.
We're part of the Greater Cleveland High School League, where we play teams from, you know, our closest game's like an hour away, and we're playing teams all from up in Cleveland. There's no teams around here, so one thing, you know, people don't really realize, we're the only team for miles. Coaches can't step on the ice and practice with the team until, November 2nd. So up until then, you know, mid-October or October till then, I'm the one who does the practice, along with TJ Sackis, assistant captain, and we get our team in shape, doing some workouts in the summers and then workouts on ice, you know, up till coach's practice. other duties, making sure we're motivating our team. Everyone's doing things the right way, getting places on time, make sure they have all their gear, stuff like that. It's always hard when you're trying to recruit new kids because most people have never skated before, and so you can't just say, hey, you know, come play hockey with us. Because if you can't skate, you can't play hockey. That's more than half of the game. It's just being able to skate well. And so, unless you really have some kind of skating ability or you're willing to work hard on it for at least a couple of months, if you've never skated before, it's challenging.
After learning a bit more about hockey, the news team tried to give ice skating a try. Get out of here! Okay. Here we are at the ice zone where Junior Danley Drylef is going to teach the new show how to ice skate. Sounds fun.
Ice skating is 3 basic steps. You plant your foot, step forward, and push off. To skate backwards, you just make a simple C shape with your foot.
I'm so happy, lucky me. I just go my way, living every day. I don't worry, worrying's got to bring things that bother you. Never bother me. Things that bother you never bother me. I feel happy and fine, living in the sunlight, loving in the moonlight, having a wonderful time. Having got a lot, I don't need a lot, talking's only a car. Living in the sunlight, loving in the moonlight, having a wonderful time.
You know, I thought a few of them did pretty well. The others had slight problems, but overall, I think it was okay. It went pretty good. Surprisingly, Neil was actually pretty good. He picked up pretty well, and Liz had some problems.
Ice skating was a fun but humiliating experience. I mean, it was neat learning how to ice skate, but there were 4- and 5-year-olds that were skating much better than I was, and I am quite bruised from the event.
Okay. Keep going. What are we doing? Okay, alright. Up next is a little bit of a better balancing act. Let's check it out with Mobile Mania.
Mobile Mania is a great way for kids to show that they understand equilibrium and be able to prove it with math and also build with it and do equilibrium. So we study forces and torques, and this way it helps them show that they can do something with it and prove it with math.
We just wanted to do something that would move and kind of be mobile, so we chose the Mobile. Explains our Ferris wheel right here, perpetual motion toy, and lights and sound movement. The hardest part of the Mobile was building this Ferris wheel. It took about a week. Sarah had the base from here down built, but we had to build the rest of it, including the wheel, so pretty difficult.
Our theme, we knew we wanted to get a lot of guitars and music in there, so we were going to do Rock Band, but we thought we all really like Hard Rock Cafe, so we went with that. So we got a bunch of records and TVs and played music videos and stuff like that. Just we put a lot of our interests in there, as well as, you know, themes from the Hard Rock Cafe.
The inspiration, well, one night I was watching the brand new Miley Cyrus music video, Wrecking Ball, and I was like, that could be a beautiful mobile. The hardest part about making a mobile is the sledgehammer, of course, because it's one of the heaviest items we had, and it likes to move a lot. And then this is a nice little quote to help everyone believe in themselves, because not everyone's perfect.
Our mobile is Under the Stars, which is the big box. The hardest part of making it was
spray
Definitely the spray painting.
painting. And constructing the box.
Yes.
Putting it together and not letting the roof cave in.
And trying to block out all of the light in
Blocking
the
the light.
holes.
It's a big one.
But it turned out good.
My favorite part of Mobile Mania is when a student comes up with a theme that I haven't seen after doing this twice a year for a long time. I also enjoy when the kids are truly proud of their work and they want to show it off all day long.
Well, that wraps up this episode. Until next time, I'm Lennon Sackela, and this has been the show.